clase, por favor, muy rápido. Miren el calendario y clase. ¿Es jueves?
No.
¿Es miércoles?
No.
¿Es lunes?
No.
¿Es martes?
No.
¿Es viernes?
Yeah.
¡Hacer un aplauso para viernes! ¡Viernes! ¡Oh, clase es fantástico! Ok, clase. Hoy, gracias, es viernes. Y clase, mañana es un día de escuela, ¿sí o no?
No.
No, no escuela. Y clase, domingo es un día de escuela, ¿sí o no?
No.
Hoy, gracias, es un día de escuela.
Sí.
Pero es viernes. ¡Clase, un aplauso! ¡Viernes! Oh, clase, viernes es mi amigo. Clase, viernes es su amigo.
Sí.
Un aplauso para nuestro amigo viernes. Mi amigo. Ok, clase. El 14 o el 15. Sí, y mañana es el 16. Y clase, domingo es el 16 o el 17. Clase, miren. Hey, clase. Yo no quiero. Oh, quiero means want. So show me quiero. What does that mean? Clase, yo no quiero pensar en lunes. Ustedes, la clase, ustedes quieren. What did I say? Fantástico. Ustedes quieren pensar en lunes o en viernes.
Viernes.
Sí, clase, es viernes. Ok. Oh, clase, el calendario número 2. Rápido, clase. ¿Despacio, clase?
No.
Rápido, sí. Ok, hoy. ¿Qué clase?
Sí.
Vamos a leer juntos, ¿ok? 1, 2, 3. Hoy es viernes, el 15 de septiembre del año 2017. Hace frío. Ok. En mi opinión, hace buen tiempo. Ok, clase, muy bien. 5 aplausos para la clase. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, class. It is time for me to have a serious talk with you about your grades. Now, in the grade book, you might have noticed that everybody has an A. Yay! However, I'm about to have to sit down and actually take a look at how you've been doing on this, and maybe your A might change to a lower grade. So let's just take a look on the back of this paper right here. And I want to explain to you how you're graded in class on your communication in class. So, there's 2 different things that you get graded on. Number 1 is listening with the intent of understanding. You notice that is actually rule number 1. The next one says you need to support the flow of language. That would be all the rest of these things on the list, right? Like not talking over other people, not talking in English. The cute answers, they will come in time when we start making characters. One of my classes already made a character. It's very cute. They suggested cute answers. It's a sandwich. It's not a regular sandwich though. It's a very elegant sandwich made on French bread, a croissant, because it was in French class that we made that character. And then yesterday they made another character. Do you want They haven't seen it yet. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Ooh, you're not going to tell them what it looks like, are you?
No.
Okay. So yesterday they made a flying carpet, and he's really happy. And I guess all the clouds are sad around him, and people are falling off of him apparently.
Oh. Wait, we should make
Don't know. The artist just added that.
That's nice.
So maybe next Monday or Tuesday we'll start this. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are quite ready yet.
I am.
He is, but
I am too.
We're all ready.
Turn and tell somebody near you that hopefully we'll be ready next week to start making our own.
I'm ready.
Izzy, count quick.
1, 2. Oh wait, what?
Quick. Rápido, Izzy.
5, 4,
Rápido.
3, 2, 1.
Fantastico. Okay, gracias, Izzy. So, on the back, let's think about you and your grade and where you're going to grade yourself. And then on the front, there's some things for you to write. And while you're writing, I'm going to grade you in the grade book. So, when you go home or check your grades later, you'll be able to see how you did. All right, it says, please rank yourself on the back. And here's the back. So, first one says, I'm just going to fold it back so I just look at that first one. Listen with the intent to understand. So, here's an A. Think if you're doing this. Usually most kids make an A or a B in this class. It's usually pretty easy to do that. So we'll talk about the A and the B and the C, but I honestly don't know if any of us are at the D level, so we'll just talk about the A, B, C. All right, A. Almost 100% of the time in class, you're actively tracking the flow of conversation. And this is what it looks like. You're sitting in an engaged way. Your eyes are on the speaker or the visual aid, for instance, this here calendar, or that there calendar. You're sitting up straight and leaning in, hands-free. Oh, I talked about that to you guys in the hall, right? And kind of leaning into the conversation. So you're kind of like this. Like, I mean, you don't necessarily have to be like this, but just kind of metaphorically leaning in, like you're interested in it. You do not have to be reminded or prompted to sit up and engage in class. Like when I do this to the class, you're like, that's not me. Everybody else maybe isn't paying attention, but I'm already there, so I don't need to sit up and engage. The B. Most of the time, you're actively tracking the flow of conversation. You're sitting in an engaged way, your eyes are on the speaker or the visual aid, your hands are free, you're sitting up straight and leaning into the conversation. When the teacher reminds the class, you quickly get back into the game. So it looks like the difference between the A and the B is if I'm like this, like come on people, let's go, or I'm like this, like come on people, nobody needs to be talking right now, that you're like, that did not apply to me if you're an A student. And if you're a B student, you're like, oh, she needs me to be back in the game, and you get right back in there. Or I'm like, nobody needs to talk, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Yes, dear.
So how can we sit up and lean in?
I don't know, hon, it's kind of metaphorical. It's kind of like your posture would just kind of be more like this than like this. You know what I'm saying, Emmett?
But it's still kind of like this.
Of course, honey.
Okay.
You know, I'm not like actually grading you on how you sit. It's more like, are you engaging physically, or you kind of like, you know, you've seen kids be like this in class, right? Like,
I like the ceiling too, Miss Harden.
yeah. So, you know, looking at the ceiling, looking at the, you know, messing with their shoe. I've seen it all, man.
That was an exception.
14 years in 7th grade. I've seen it all. All right. Yes, Ori.
So whatever we give ourselves the grade on, what are we gonna get that grade? Like,
You're going to compare what you said with what I said, and we're going to see if we agree or not. Okay?
oh,
This is for your information, so you learn what I'm looking for, and you think, am I doing that myself? Yes, dear.
What if you feel bad if you give yourself an A because you don't actually know if you have an A, and then like you feel like you're bragging? If you see
Oh
an
no,
A.
I know that like 68% of us to 72% of us are probably going to get an A today. Because you guys are doing fantastic. There's a few of us who are going to get a B, and there's like a couple of us who think, let's read the C, let's see if this applies to any of us. C. You are sometimes actively tracking the conversation. Your eyes wander from the speaker frequently, and your posture does not help your brain engage. So Emmett, does that help it be more clear?
Yeah.
So you're like trying to use, for the A and the B, you're trying to use posture that helps your brain to focus, right? So whatever that means for you, physically as your own body, okay? When the teacher, oh, this is very key. When the teacher reminds the whole class to sit up and engage, you might need additional reminders to get your brain back in the game. So I'm like this, right? And then you're not paying attention, and you're like, right? And I have to be like, hey, you know, come back to you, kind of like, let's go. D, I'll just mention it briefly. Your posture and eye contact don't demonstrate much, if any, effort to engage with the conversation or understand what's going on. Raise your hand if you think you deserve a D, because I probably don't agree with you. All right, I think most of us are probably A's and B's, maybe a couple C's in there. Next little area, supporting the flow of language. Here's the A kid. But before we move on, turn and tell somebody, just circle on the back, what would you give yourself in that first one, okay? Just talk to somebody, help them process.
Can I bring my phone off because it keeps...
You get a good grade right now for just being honest, okay? This is not your grade, it's just for your learning. Yes? Yes, Allie,
Can I bring my phone off because it keeps dinging?
of course, dear.
Sorry, I forgot.
Dude, you were doing this.
I think you can.
Let's see.
Well, I don't know if I can do that. I think I should get it. AT&T, shut up, AT&T.
Ew, I hate AT&T.
I hate T-Mobile. My parents are gonna give me a flip phone soon. I mean an actual phone soon. That was the phone. You're so lucky, guys. What? I don't know.
Flip an awesome phone.
My dad's gonna give me his old one. Because I have all A's. You have all my homework.
You know A plus A
Izzy,
spells?
count quick, count quick.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, the next little area, the last one, is supports the flow of language. Let's look at the A first, because that's where most of us are going to be. You answer the teacher's questions with a word or two. So if I'm like, is it the 15th or the 16th? You're like, dude, the 15th. You exert self-control to not blurt in English unless the teacher needs the class to call out ideas in English. You display, oh, this is important, you display positive peer leadership when other students are talking in English. You signal them to stop, kind of like, or. You signal them to stop so that our class's conversation can flow easily without English. That's an A. So you're like actually helping other people to focus. Yes, Allie.
My parents are planning to do like an all Spanish Sunday, so I can help.
Nice.
Yeah, so that we're only gonna speak Spanish.
That's awesome.
On Sunday.
You should invite everybody over to your house and have una fiesta. Z, dear.
Wait, if you get like, so you get like a B in the first one and an A in the second one.
Then it would average out to be a B+. All right, next one. This is a B. You answer most of the teacher's questions with a word or two, and you mostly exert self-control not to blurt out in English, but this is an area for you to work on. A C. You answer some of the teachers with a word or two. You blurt in English frequently. Your use of English makes the flow of language in class difficult for others to follow. And most of us are probably not getting a D, but let's see.
I got a D.
You rarely engage with the flow of language, you don't answer many questions, and you have a lot of changes to make in order to help the communication flow in class. Turn and tell somebody what you think you would get, because you're going to go ahead and grade yourself, and then we'll see if you agree.
On what one?
F is not really.
Probably. Although, maybe a B on this. No, you blurt out in English at least once a day. Although I'm gonna get an A because I get to correct you about
Well, I did not be mean.
but I'm not mean to you.
Yes, you are.
How am I mean to you? I didn't scratch. When did I scratch you?
And you put my hand.
Okay, that was last year.
All right, class, we're going to take 10 minutes to fill this out, and it's going to be very quiet. Izzy, count down for them, and then they're going to be working silently.
Cinco, cuatro, trece, doce. Wait, what? We're so dumb. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Thanks for working silently, kids. I got some work to do. I have to enter grades, and you got to do that work.
What
If you
does
finish
Shay
early,
Shavir mean?
draw me a picture.
I like drawing pictures. I could draw a unicorn.
Wait a minute, Izzy, people are talking. Count down again, please.
5,
Thank you.
4, 3, 2, 1.